Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update, and things are definitely hotting up in these markets. So yeah, that being said, we'll go straight over to those charts. Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, I almost forgot. Yeah, smash the like button, guys. And yeah, we already are over at those charts. So here we go. Bitcoin on the 4-hour. As you can see, we are definitely, however you would want to draw this descending trend line of this descending triangle, we are basically out of that formation at the moment. Obviously not currently on a 4-hour closing basis. We've still got an hour to go of this candle, and we are currently at this resistance area. So we are not on the 4-hour closing candle basis. Obviously we're not out of the woods. We could get slammed back down and back below the trend line. But in an hour we'll know the answer to whether that does happen or not. But as it stands, it is looking pretty good. We are basically at the next level of resistance. Even if we just trade sideways under here, try and build up a bit of momentum to get back above, then I think that'll look pretty good. And obviously closing higher time frame candles such as 4-hour candles well above here would then start to turn people bullish again. People that are expecting this triangle to break down and potentially expecting this again to be a bit of a fake out. The longer we stay up here, the better. Obviously we did close, we closed that candle, then this candle. We closed 2 candles above here on the Yilong pump, but remember that was a big move. This is just more of a normal sized move. So yeah, generally speaking looking good on Bitcoin. So what we really want to see is even if we do come and back test this downward sloping trend line, or then yeah, I mean that wouldn't be the worst thing. What I would say is that it will pretty much coincide with this support level also. So we could be looking for a back test, but to be honest, we have traded in this zone for a while. We don't necessarily need to come down to back test this level, because this level would actually just be this horizontal. So what I'm saying is you don't have to necessarily come and back test the top side of this descending triangle line, because it's only really going to coincide with this horizontal, which we have properly inspected over the last few days. So yeah, if you guys kind of get what I'm saying there, I think if we're going to continue upwards, we could just do it from here. We could maybe trade sideways in or around this resistance level before breaking to the upside. And then obviously if we break above the next level of resistance, which is also incidentally these highs here, then 60k here we come. 60k here we come. Where that would be the most likely scenario. Obviously we can play around this 40k level for a while, maybe have some pullbacks before we eventually break up in much the same fashion that if I take you over to the Ethereum USD pairing, in much the same fashion that Ethereum has been really struggling to break up to these new highs. But you can see this chart, obviously this the downward sloping line. I think it was drawn. Was it drawn off a 12-hour? Yeah, maybe it looks a little bit better. It could be adjusted, but either way, you can see we've got the low, the high, low, the high, low, the high, low, and then we've got the high, the high, the high, the high, all the same. So this is almost a worryingly perfect chart formation. Worryingly perfect on the basis that it just looks like if this did break to the downside and everyone's like, oh, they painted the charts and messed us all up and we all FOMO'd in long Ethereum, like you would be like, oh well, we could have seen that in hindsight. But I don't think that is what's happening here. I do think this is gonna break to the upside. It's difficult to see where exactly we draw the potential target, but either way I am looking at around 2k Ethereum, and then pretty swiftly 2k, and then we'll decide what we do from there, assuming we break to the upside. So yeah, obviously the more important chart for me, is this one. So it was good to see that that basically this was our sorry, we're on a 12-hour here. Let me just go back to 4-hour. In fact, we'll just quickly show you this on the 4-hour also. But yeah, you can see, we are basically at a level break above here. We are potentially going to get quite a bit of continuation. But yeah, over to that Ethereum BTC, the most important pairing for me. So obviously we had our big pullback. We were basically playing around in this high area, looking to potentially make a move up, and then Elon stepped in on the behalf of BTC. So obviously Ethereum couldn't keep up, so slammed us down, got us to a nice level, bounced all the way back up. Basically retesting the breakdown level, and then we traded sideways for a bit, tested that lower level of resistance, support even, sorry, and then yeah, broke back above this support resistance here, or new support now, and we're back basically where we were. So we'll just extend this across, back where we were, looking to take out this level, and then go crazy bullish again up to, I've basically got targets obviously initially of around this spot 0.5 area. So yeah, if we do get a move up to here, and obviously with Bitcoin getting up to 40k, we're gonna have very considerably higher Ethereum prices. Put it that way, probably over 2k, without actually working out exactly. If we get up to here, which is basically this is nearly a 30% move, so 30% a move alone in Ethereum pretty much gets us there. But also if we have then BTC moving up to the 40k level again as well, from where we are now, that puts us about another 20, but obviously that's 42k, that puts us about another 20%. So yeah, I mean, $3,000 Ethereum is on the cards basically. So yeah, and obviously Bitcoin, it flirted with that 20k level for quite a long time before basically doing a 2x. That basically flirted with that 20k level before basically doing a 2x to 40k. So Ethereum could quite very likely be flirting with this roughly 1500 all-time high before doing a 2x. Happy days. Happy days. Bitcoin dominance in that case would obviously get absolutely slammed, even slammed more than it is doing, So I don't know why I just repeated myself. I'm just getting excited at these markets. These are what we want to see. You can see obviously we've got this major level here. I mean, if we take this out, like I have said, I mean, I've got a very optimistic target of obviously this lower trend line, but we could obviously run into resistance around here and could potentially reverse the market around here if we wanted to, if the market wanted to, if conditions were so that was to happen. But that alone is a big move, so we would all be pretty happy with that move. So yeah, DXY again, looking quite good here still for its move up. Like I said, I am happy with anything under around 92s, up to about 92s for a rejection to come back down. Getting back over 92s, I start to reassess my life goals, and what I'm doing. But I will draw in a potential rising wedge here. Rising wedge, obviously, in the context of a bear move down. It is basically a bearish formation. It is a formation that will usually break to the downside. Also, it basically looks like a bear flag as well, and we are obviously in the context of a move down. So yeah, read into that what you will. I am reading that obviously this is just a pullback. It's just a pullback, bro. Before we do break down and then just have all sorts of great things. Stocks as well. This is very important to me as well. Not very important to me. This move is very important to me. Just in my overall reading of the markets, because these was looking pretty like we were gonna have a maybe a, not like the pullback, the crash, but I was going to say crash, I don't like to say that word, but the big pull. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, yeah, it was looking like we're going to have a pullback, not a crash. It didn't look like the big one, but it did look like we could come back further than we are doing. But this is a pretty substantial bounce here, and if we do hold this level, then and then I mean it's only a stone's throw to taking this level out again. Then yeah, we're just going onwards and upwards, and that's crisis averted in the stock markets. And when I say crisis, I didn't think this was ever going to be the end all. We are now going to come basically bear market. I just thought this was going to be a bit more of a severe pullback than it currently is, and it can still currently be that. Don't get me wrong, this can currently still come down, take this low out and come lower, but if we're holding anywhere around up here, and even if we pull back and then get back above here, this is looking not anywhere near as bad as it was doing. Obviously, that's having a bit of a pullback, obviously, in silver, because obviously, I mean, Wall Street bets aside, precious metals are usually a risk-on asset, and obviously we're looking like we're getting risk off again. And if we do look at the 10-year bond, not that it's on this chart, but the 10-year bond creeping back up again, so that is an indication of risk on as well. We did look at BTC .D. Nasdaq, how's Nasdaq doing as well? Yeah, I mean, you can see we have got this, we've got this downward sloping level here. So if we take this out, then yeah, I mean, just you would have guessed just more onwards and upwards here. And then yeah, this is just the CMEs. Yeah, we pretty much obviously closed that gap we had in the CMEs. Why can I not see this gap? I couldn't find this yesterday. Who knows? So anyway, right, so yeah, things looking good. Ethereum looking like it's poised for a breakout to the upside. Ethereum BTC getting back into the level where it can consolidate and like it's going to be good. Stock market's looking like they are potentially getting over this this more severe pullback than we had got going. Generally speaking, Bitcoin itself, currently over this descending trend line, and if we basically get above 36 and hold, we will be looking golden. I know we're below this level here, but like I said, this is just an erroneous price action. So I'm basically Xing this off my analysis, which is what I did say at pretty much at the time, that this could potentially retrace, and the moment it did, then I just exited off my analysis. So this, so on that basis, getting above here is incredibly bullish, and then yeah, clearly getting above here is bullish anyway for all the obvious reasons, but yeah, getting above this high as well, and we'll be looking good. So things generally speaking looking good, guys. You would not want to be, you would be a brave man to be shorting Bitcoin or Ethereum at these levels. You would be a very brave man. So any of you guys want to be brave out there, just be my guest. If we also we've got these Ethereum futures coming next Monday, so yeah, potential volatility around that, interest in that. I mean, one thing that I will say, it will draw attention. I mean, all like trading technicals aside, what it can do to the market fundamentally, the Ethereum market fundamentally and technically, it's just going to bring it to the attention of more people. They're like, oh, Ethereum, what is this? Bitcoin is not the only one. Ethereum is a good one, is the main one. It's on CMEs too. People may start to look to just basically buy more Ethereum than they were doing before. So yep, obviously people are trying to draw comparisons between the between when we had the BTC futures launch, but don't forget BTC had come off the back of a ridiculous move to the upside. Nothing like this move we've currently had over all-time highs of basically a 2x. We're currently sat under a 2x in Bitcoin, so I don't think this bull market is over, so I don't think the CMEs are going to literally bust these markets, and if any, expect bust the Ethereum market, and if anything, I think it could just draw more attention to it and more people buying into it, and we'll just jump on that, and they will just jump on the high cycle. Remember, Wall Street wants to make money. They're not necessarily going to want to fight the overall trend we've got going at the moment. They're more likely going to want to exacerbate that trend, suck more people in, get more ridiculous moves. That is my take on it. Obviously pure crystal ball speculation there. Pure crystal ball speculation. I mean, this may even be why Ethereum is struggling to get above, what is that, Euro USD? Why Ethereum is struggling to get over this level, because there's a bit of apprehension with what will happen with these futures. But I feel like, I personally, if I had to guess, and this is a guess, this is not I'm telling you what's going to happen, I think Ethereum is going to basically 2x. So there you go. That's my guess. That is my guess. It is a guess. Don't trade for it, although I am relatively positioned for it. So yeah, but that's just me. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm basically I'm basically a degen gambler in these markets because I understand that these markets are pure speculation and pure gambling. I've traded proper financial markets before. I traded very hedged strategies, very low risk, very carefully and calculated strategies, and that is so far behind what basically we are doing in these markets. These markets are wild. These markets are pure speculation. These markets are just, yeah, these markets are crazy. Not to mention the fact we are basically trading outright markets, as in basically buying outright. I mean, we're not trading a hedged a fly or a butterfly or a condor strategy. We're not hedging any of these positions against anything else. We are literally all out in outrights, which that's what it's called. These are called outrights, where you're trading the actual position, where if it goes up you make money, if it goes down you make money, and you're not hedged with anything. So we are literally this is just our casino, guys. Basically, this is our casino. That's how I see it. And yeah, and I just have to use everything I can do to give myself that bit of the edge in this casino to try and make money. And obviously, if I can do that and I can use my edge, then I basically can make outsized returns, because this is a highly speculative, highly lucrative market and a high risk market. And obviously, the more risk you take, the more potential reward you can get. So, like I've said, so this is so far from financial advice. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm really trying to say. This is so far from financial advice. We are gamblers. We are gambling. We are degenerate gamblers in this market. This is basically our current casino of choice. Like I said, I have done actual real trading for many years, and I don't class this as real trading. I class this as basically pure gambling. Basically, because it is so far away and detached from real trading. And I mean, maybe more so because these markets are actually really quite small and liquid compared to like what actually hedge funds might trade, so they can't really get involved in any way. So it is just really us, and then the few like whales that aren't actually real life whales. In the real trading world, they're just whales that are basically whales because they're big fish in a small pond. There you go. I know whales aren't fish, but yes, a bad analogy. But yeah, they are basically big fish in a small pond, and we're all just playing around in this small pond with our relatively small capital base, but making outside returns because we can do that with our small nimble sized accounts. So yeah, there we go, guys. Thanks for listening, and I shall speak to you guys later on today.